Golden State Warriors fans, how you doing? Dubnation, how you doing? Welcome and welcome back to those subscribers to C-Train Station. Hey, let's talk some Golden State Warriors basketball, right? Some news and notes. So the Warriors are 2-1 their first 3 games. Wins versus Denver and the Los Angeles Lakers. A loss at Portland. Second end of a back-to-back, but a loss counts as a loss, correct? Correct. Let's just talk about it real quick. As I talked in the last video, I think that Dubnation, the Warriors, and darn near the whole organization is going to have to exercise some patience. Now, it's good that hopefully the Warriors can stack some early wins, can start hot. They really need a good start, a healthy start, knock on wood. But here's what I'm saying. The Dubs, they do not have De'Anthony Melton or Seth Curry yet. They should be on the squad, be playing, hopefully, within the next month or a little bit more for Melton, right? I think that Seth Curry is only weeks away from a debut. De'Anthony Melton a little further out. However, once they get in there, we're really going to have a more in-depth sort of appraisal of the team, right? We'll have a better overview of the squad. And here's what I mean. De'Anthony Melton is such a good on-ball defender. And I don't think that that's going to change, right? So it's like maybe some of his explosiveness might be gone or whatever. He's had a few knee injuries now, right? I just don't think that that is going to hamper his defense. So what I'm saying is, like, even if De'Anthony Melton loses like a half a step, he's still a great on-ball defender. I still have so much faith in him. So in adding a dead-eye shooter, adding one of the better shooters in the NBA, in Seth Curry, we have to see what that looks like. So we have to say the Warriors, hey, lose 1 out of the next 2 because they got another doubleheader, right? Memphis tonight, and then the Clippers tomorrow. Say they lose both of them. The Warriors still need to exercise a little bit of patience, right? They don't know. They don't have the full team yet. They don't have the look with the squad, with the full squad. Once we get hashtag full squad, David Lee, that's from David Lee way back in the day. Once we get that hashtag full squad going, hey, I'll tell you, I will instantly have some analysis for you of how now the complete team is fitting together, but we don't have that. We do not have that yet. So it's like after a few games, I was like, they need to, like, gosh darn it. Their point of attack defense still isn't that great. Well, you got to wait, right? And maybe like, it's like, they're not spread. Like, you want the Warriors to spread the floor better to get some more shooting out there. Seth Curry is going to help with that. De'Anthony Melton's a pretty good shooter as well, honestly. But so it's still, I know this sort of stinks, but hey, take it from me. It's like I may or may not probably do. I've been diagnosed, but I'm not going to, it's fine. I have ADHD, ADD, or whatever that good stuff is, right? Look, I'm telling you, I'm divulging that. That's like sensitive information, number 1. But number 2, what's the purpose of me talking about that? It's like the dude with the hyperactivity disorder is telling you to be patient. That must mean something. I must be on to something if the dude, me, who is chronically impatient, essentially, is preaching patience. So yes, unfortunately, because I want it now. We're in the I want it now sort of era, right? But no, we have to be patient. We have to let this team develop a little bit. And then once we get data for a few games, right, of a complete team, then we can make that real assessment. Is Jonathan Kuminga separating himself as the clear-cut 4th best player on the squad? I absolutely believe so. I think he is now the 4th best player on the Warriors. He's averaging, this is just a few games, right? But hear me out. Jonathan Kuminga is averaging 16 points, 7 boards, 4 assists. Check out these shooting splits. This is insane, seriously. He's shooting 55% from the field, Jonathan Kuminga, and he's shooting 50% from beyond the arc. Credit to Kuminga. So I think that there were times in maybe the Blazers game, a little bit the Lakers game as well, when Jonathan Kuminga could have been more aggressive. he wasn't. I love that. I absolutely love that. I actually love because Jonathan Kuminga can still be aggressive while passing away the ball. I know that sounds like, what are you talking about? Well, he's so good, Kuminga is, at breaking down his defender, that when help comes, it's like Kuminga is really feeding some wide open players, and he's doing a really good job at that. I'll tell you what, Kuminga should probably have a few more assists per game, and it's not his fault. I think that there are a good amount of missed shots on good looks that Kuminga has created. I believe he is the 4th best player on the squad with upside, right? But I'll tell you what, it's like, I bashed Kuminga about his shooting percentage, and it's like, it's 55% from the field this season, 50% beyond the arc. I would expect those stats to they'll start to go down a little bit. I mean, no offense, but it's just like, that's a rip-roaring start, right? But it's also a testament, and hear me out for once, it's a testament to the good looks that he's taking. Jonathan Kuminga is no longer forcing the ball, forcing shots as much. And I think that his shooting percentage is really reflecting that. And that's just so positive. Nothing but positive things for Jonathan Kuminga. And I'll tell you what, that's even taking into account the fact that he's turned the ball over a few times, right? And it's like Aaron Gordon absolutely lit him on gosh darn fire. But look, but we accept that, honestly, because he's playing it out and he's playing positive basketball. That's all that we want. All that we want. Get torched by Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon's a decent player. The Warriors win, right? But Kuminga's making the right play. He's really starting to make the right play. I love it. I love it. Al Horford. I love the look that Al Horford gives this squad, but this is the thing. It's like, I want more. It's like, the Warriors can't play Al Horford on back-to-backs. He's limited. He's on a minutes restriction, right? I mean, he's 39 years old. He's like as old as me almost, right? Old timer. He is the unction right now. But I love the look that he gives the Warriors. He even made a few mistakes in that Lakers game. He wasn't doing, or I think it was a Lakers game. He was a little. There was a stint in the 4th quarter where he did not do well, Al Horford. However, it's the look. It's the size and the look. A player of Al Horford's size who is able to control the ball and be confident with the ball on the perimeter, primarily the top of the key is where he operates, where Andrew Bogut operated as well, from that top of the key with the Warriors. When I say that I want more, though, it's just like this hurts. It hurts me to say a little bit, but it's like when I see Al Horford doing that, right? Doing that as in being successful as a successful cog in the Warriors so far, extremely short season, only a couple of games. I'm like, what could another big do? Another big who doesn't have a freaking minutes restriction. So like it's like, wow, the Warriors are dominating with Horford out on the court and stuff like that. It sucks. It's like, wait, let's get a dude like Horford who could just stay out there the whole time. Now, the Warriors aren't going to do that. It's too early to do anything either. But all I'm saying is this, and I need to keep on saying this because it's just something that pops into my head. And those overarching themes, I think it's like metonymy or whatnot, like, right. I gotta say, right? And so if we like what Al Horford has done for the squad, I'm telling you, this Warriors squad with Nikola Vucevic, I know, you're like, what? C-Train, like the 35, 36-year-old for Chicago? Yes, the 35 to 36-year-old 7-foot center who plays for the Chicago Bulls, played collegiately, I believe, at USC. Also, was he drafted by the Orlando Magic? Something like that. I know he was traded a bunch. But, yes, that Nikola Vucevic. And it's one of those, it's like, oh, C-Train's ranting. He's going to rant for another minute, and then it's going to go away. But it's like, yeah. So just imagine, honestly, because I'm not going to rant that much about Vucevic, but just he has the utility and the sort of a lot of the abilities that Al Horford does. He's different. I get it. But the same thing is that he's a skilled big man who is able to play a little bit on the perimeter and also has range. I'm going to put this out there, and I hate to put it out there, but I will. If the Warriors were to acquire Vucevic, I don't really know how they could do what I do. They could trade like Buddy Hield and Moses Moody if they get Melton and Seth Curry back. I know that'd be scary, right? But if they did that, I'm telling you this, even just with the squad that I've seen so far, Nikola Vucevic on this Warriors team, instant contender, maybe not favorites, but close to favorites to win the Larry O'Brien Trophy, to win it all. Absolute championship contenders. I believe that they will, if they had Vucevic number 3, 4 in the West, and they could easily make it to the finals and easily win. I don't know how else to say this. The Warriors are like that. They're really on the precipice. But the good news is patience. That's what the good news is. We can afford to be patient because the Warriors are relatively healthy and doing well right now. So, but I had to put it out there. If we like how Al Horford's doing, hold my beer, watch until a theoretical Vucevic would have come in, dude. It's just what the look and the access to the perimeter ability of a skilled big on the Warriors squad, it opens everything up. Andrew Bogut almost opened things up when he was on the outside, on the perimeter, at the top of the key, working for the Warriors. I believe he seriously opened stuff up almost as much as he opens stuff up down low through his looks, through the space that now is available because he's at the top of the key. His gravity, Andrew Bogut's, created these easy, what Steve Kerr called, what does he call it? When you're not just easy, like shoot. Oh my gosh. Hitting like singles, not home runs. So the Warriors used to hit singles all the time, like backdoor cut, backdoor cut, backdoor cut, basket, basket, basket. They would win on getting easy singles and then prevailing in the three-point game. In my opinion, the Warriors, their original OG, that like original championship team was like almost equal, more Steph Curry's gravity, right? But also the gravity and the ability of having a skilled big out there on the wing. I'm done with that. We're done. Hey, took 3 minutes to talk about, small rant about the necessity of needing a big. I love that. The Warriors have more than just Al Horford, right? They have Trayce Jackson-Davis and Quentin Post. I have not liked what I've seen in Trayce Jackson-Davis this season. I know it's like not even 40% from the field. Haven't liked that. And Quentin Post, I just don't think that he's ready. And it sucks because he's 25 years old, but it's just like it's not solid enough when he's out there. I'd like to see the Warriors claim some sort of advantage using the utility of his height and range. I'm talking about Quentin Post. I'm going to gripe a little bit, but this is just being critical because, hey, this is what I do, right? I feel like great teams, like the great teams. Who's like the last great team? I mean, like a team. Well, let's take the last few winners of the Larry O'Brien and the championship. So like the Oklahoma City Thunder, and let's take the Boston Celtics. It's like I believe that the great teams have like one player, the talent, skill level as like a hustle, as like a Pat Spencer, G. Santos, Trayce Jackson-Davis, Quentin Post, Will Richard, I'm sorry, but right now, yes. And now even GP2. So, like, that's, how many players is that? One, Spencer, Gee, TJD, Post, Richard, GP2. I believe, I mean, this is just, honestly, I think that the great teams have, like, one player who's of that caliber. Like, as in, like, an iffy role player, honestly. I mean, and let's think about it. Is Guy Santos like the quintessential, like you lock him in, you're going to get energy, but that's like maybe it a little bit. I mean, TJD, what are you going to get? You're going to get a lot of blown layups. How about Quentin Post? We're not sure. GP2, it's like he needs, oh geez. Earmuffs on the small ones, okay? Real quick on GP2. GP2 is like way too much in the indica hybrid range and needs to be on a steady sativa a little racy, but that hits like a coffee effect. This dude, GP2 needs to focus when he's out there on the court. That's what I mean. So yeah, the Warriors are deep, but do they have enough tried and true, capable players? When we look at a team like the Oklahoma City Thunder and they put in a player like Cason Wallace, in my opinion, Cason Wallace is more, or like Isaiah Joe almost, but let's use Cason Wallace because he got a good amount of play. He was like a pretty decent role player. Okay, it's like Cason Wallace would probably start on the Warriors. I believe he was a lottery pick, and he was the best defensive player in that draft, unless Wembanyama was there. I don't remember exactly what he was drafted. But the long story short is like Oklahoma City has like one Cason Wallace and like one Isaiah Joe, and both of them are way better than the likes of GP2, Pat Spencer, and whatnot. Cason Wallace is a beast, right? And like that's like the utility player that they have. The Warriors have these guys. It's not good enough, and I'm not trying to be a punk here, but it's like I think that the Warriors know that too. And if De'Anthony Melton and Seth Curry weren't like going to be on the squad the next month, I think that would look a bit different. But hear me out. It's like if the Warriors, Pat Spencer and let's say probably TJD and Guy Santos will be definitely on the outside of the rotation when Melton and Seth Curry get back. That's what I mean. So then that means that you got Quentin Post, Will Richard, and GP2. Okay. Those are like the 6, 7, those are like the borderline, role players, honestly. And that's okay. To have 3 of them, no problem at all, because you're replacing the 5 or whatever, right, with De'Anthony Melton, very solid role player, and Seth Curry, quintessential role player. So I like that. Brandon Podziemski is not shooting the ball well. I don't care. I don't care that he's not shooting the ball well. I do care that he's not doing almost any of the little things anymore, which is just, it's confusing. There are walls clearly that he said, I don't care what you say. He's like, I don't care what he says. I don't care what you say. Podziemski's hit a wall. The wall is evidenced by the fact that he's averaging like 7 points, like 5 boards and only 1 assist per game. That's just simply not good enough. Brandon Podziemski is one of the better connectors on the Warriors. For him to only average an assist a game, it can't happen. It simply can't happen. But instead of me just completely complaining on it and not giving nobody, here's a tip for Brandon Podziemski, okay? Brandon, bro, when Podziemski, instead of trying to beat a man off the dribble who might be quicker than him, which he tries to do all the time, take that dude down low into the post. I understand that Podziemski has been moving away from the post, which he was really good at his first season. I think he should move back into the post, take smaller guards or guards just his size, take them into the post and do work there. Get closer to the basket as well. That's what I'm saying, right? If your shot's not going down, get closer to the basket. What's a good way to get closer to the basket? Use your post game. Who had a good post game his rookie season? Brandon Podziemski. Wow, we're linking all of these things by critically thinking. I think maybe Brandon Podziemski should take his player into the post. And also, when Podziemski gets the ball, use a screener. Call for a screen. 2 people should be coming to play with and screen Brandon Podziemski every time he gets the ball. I truly believe that. I do not believe that Brandon Podziemski is going to make a living in this NBA and is like breaking down people off of the dribble. Dude, if you just help him get past that first person or even get an edge or like a hip on him, right? Get a little bit of leverage, Podziemski can do the rest. But he needs help and he needs a little bit of that jump start. Now listen, if he ends up not, we got to wait and see. There's no ifs yet. We got to wait and see with Brandon Podziemski. But he's a big part of this team. He needs to play. He needs to play to his bread and butter more. So whatever Brandon Podziemski believes that he does well, he's got a really good little mid-range jumper as well. So he gets the ball, the top of the key, the 3-point line, calls for his screen, goes right by, takes 2 dribble steps in, right at the free throw line, takes a nice, easy jumper. Steve Nash made a living off of that. Go watch him and Amari Stoudemire, all those Suns highlights, because he was really good at that, just taking a few steps. How do I know this? How do I know that? Why do I think that Brandon Pajensky should get that top of the screen and that it's a little bit like Steve Nash? Because I used to go watch Steve Nash practice. My basketball coach used to take us to watch Steve Nash practice. So like, I'm telling you, I saw the guy that I'm talking about. I've seen the other guy that we're talking about, like both like darn near in person, right? Brandon Pajensky needs to use his teammates better. He cannot do it alone. If he thinks that he can do it alone, then that's the biggest problem. I like what Will Richard has been doing on the court. I like his court awareness and that he's willing to take the big shot, or he's willing to take the shot. Do I think Steve Kerr's overplaying him? What do you think? What do you think? Stop real quick. He's a second rounder and he's like 6'3". You think Steve Kerr is overplaying him? Of course he is. He's Steve Kerr and the dude plays defense, right? I think that Will Richard is being slightly overplayed. I would like to see him very much trimmed down to 10 to 15 minutes so that he has structure. He knows when he's coming in, when he's coming out. I believe that that Will Richard playing off of a predicated structure is going to really help amplify his game and make him and ease that transition into the pros. Now, he's done really well in the defensive end and whatnot. He's doing well space-wise. I think that he'll get there, but he needs a little bit of that structure. And I think the funniest thing is that I'm saying that Will Richard needs structure. I think that Steve Kerr plays Will Richard because Will Richard plays well without structure, but that's not it. Just because you can do that doesn't mean you should all the time. Give Will Richard that set role, even when everybody gets back, 10, 15 minutes a night. Great defense, connect, take the open shot, make the open shot. Another back-to-back with Memphis tonight and the Clippers tomorrow. Here's something to watch for. The Warriors are resting Al Horford tonight. So they're going to rest Al Horford tonight to play the Clippers tomorrow. The Clippers have like Zubac, Brook Lopez. I tried to get Brook Lopez on the Warriors. I know, I get it, but it's fine. No. So it's like Horford is going to be there to hopefully nullify Zubac. I like that. I like that. However, Al Horford he cannot be a consistent starter, and he's on a super restriction. Here's something to watch for. Will the Warriors have enough at the 5 position, not including Draymond Green? So it's like TJD and Post. I think I answered my question, but that's fine. I'll keep on going. Will the Warriors have enough at the size at the 5 position or enough at the 5 position to take on Santi Aldama, Jaren Jackson, and Memphis size? Dude, Jaren Jackson's like 6'11", 7 feet tall. I definitely saw him in person. There's the ticket that I saw. Anyways, I saw it. That is like the backstage pass that I got when I saw them at Chase, right? Warriors vs. Grizzlies a few years ago. But it's like, if the Warriors if the Warriors need to rest Horford if they have to intentionally play, here, let me reset real quick. Because what I'm saying is like sort of important. It has a lot of logic and like critical thinking laced in it. If the Warriors say, look, we really can't play the Clippers without Al Horford and Zubac, but they're deficient tonight, then do we have a problem? Yes. In my opinion, yes. The Warriors neglected size again. They replaced Kayvon Looney with Al Horford. They didn't get anybody else, right? Tell me who else. Tell me the other centers who they acquired. Tell me other big men. Tell me any person over 6'5" that these guys acquired. Nobody, right? So, with that said, it's like they're going to live and die by the platoon of a few young players and Draymond at the 5. I'm telling you, Draymond doesn't like the 5. Oh, ball's about to fall. That's okay. Everything falls and stuff like that. Hey, we like this basketball. Isn't this pretty nice right here? This is, I believe this is Aboriginal Arts. No, this is from Alaska. Anyways, I believe, we'll look it up. I believe that this is an awesome basketball from Alaska, and this is some sort of tribal art. But yeah, that dropped. Another thing dropped. Long story short is if the Warriors, the thing to look for tonight is like if the Warriors stack up with their big men. If they're unable to do that, then there's an issue. Because they can't depend on Al Horford because he can't play back-to-backs and he's on such a restriction. So one of the only things that I can see as the Warriors' downfall is that lack of size, that lack of access to the ability to even get easy baskets down low, and the ability to successfully play a skilled big on the perimeter. They cannot do that now. They can't do it tonight versus Memphis. It's like, I get it. You're like, no, C-Train. It's like, but Quentin Post is like an effective skill player on the perimeter. Not with Jaren Jackson Jr. guarding him. No. I got an idea. No. I got another idea. No. Here's a third idea. No, but with the caveat that it's like Quentin Post can still improve. I like his little between the legs pass. He does things to get players open. He utilizes his size, but no, dude. I don't think that he's ready. And hopefully he can show that he's ready. And tonight is something to look for. The 5, Post, TJD, and Draymond. What do they do against Memphis' size? Because Memphis still has size even without Zach Edey. So it's going to be great to look for. It's something that is like, it's just, that is going to tell us a whole lot. It's going to tell us a whole lot how the Warriors react and how they are able to, hopefully they can just play the size off the court. So like Santi Aldama and Jaren Jackson Jr. hopefully will just get winded so quickly because the Warriors play a fast game and tough defensively that their abilities will be sapped a little bit because they are fatigued. I love what the big 3 are doing. Draymond Green's playing well. He's playing well. A few extra turnovers here and there, but Draymond's playing well. Really good defense, underrated defense, and that's saying something for Draymond. Love what Jimmy Butler's doing, and Steph Curry's the man, dude. He's our GOAT. He's our GOAT. Made a little song for Steph. I'll do that sometime. So it's something to look forward to. I am learning the guitar like an hour or 2 in, but we're gonna have some songs here. I have a few Warriors-related songs that I'm thinking of. Everybody's like, I'm gonna unsubscribe now. I'm just messing with you, dude. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a great time at C-Train Station. And everybody's invited. So enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Have fun. And just know, the Warriors are here. The Warriors are here to compete. And this is, knock on wood, going to be an awesome season still. Love the start. Let's continue to the momentum and get one of these back-to-backs, at least one of them. All right. Till the next time for your Golden State Warriors content, like, subscribe, follow, do your thing. And I'll see you next time at C-Train Station. Have a good one.